My parents said they could only love one daughter at once. My parents made me and my sister compete in monthly trials, and whoever lost had to live in the shed behind our house as an unpaid servant, while the winner got to be their real daughter. My parents always said they'd only wanted one daughter. When my sister Ruby was born 13 months after me, they treated it like a test from God to see which of us truly deserved to exist. They couldn't waste affection on 2 children, they said. But more importantly, they believed struggle created strength, so they created the challenge system. Every month they announced a different trial. Sometimes it was academic, whoever scored higher on tests they'd written. Sometimes physical, who could run farther without collapsing. Sometimes psychological, who could go longest without crying while they said horrible things to us. The winner got everything for the next month: a bedroom, hot meals, clean clothes, school attendance, their parents' acknowledgement. The loser moved to the shed out back with a sleeping bag and a list of chores. During Ruby's winning months, I cleaned the house, cooked their meals, washed their clothes, all while being treated like I didn't exist. I'd serve dinner to my own family while they talked about their only daughter's achievements, never acknowledging the girl refilling their water glasses. During my winning months, Ruby did the same. I'd catch glimpses of her through windows, hauling trash or scrubbing floors, and feel sick with guilt even as I enjoyed sleeping in a real bed. We weren't allowed to talk to each other except for the 5 minutes before each competition when we'd strategize, making sure neither of us lost too badly. We learned to throw challenges subtly, taking turns winning to share the misery equally. By the time we were 15 and 16, we'd perfected our system. Ruby was naturally smarter, so she'd help me study for academic challenges through notes left in the shed. I was stronger, so I'd leave training schedules for her hidden in the garden. Then one month they announced a pain tolerance test. We'd stand with our hands on a hot stove burner, and whoever pulled away first lost. Ruby and I looked at each other in horror. We'd thrown challenges before, but this could cause permanent damage. That night, she snuck to the shed and we made a pact. We'd both pull our hands away at exactly the same time, forcing a tie. When the moment came, we stood side by side at the stove. Dad turned on the burners. The heat built slowly. I watched Ruby's face contort, tears streaming down both our cheeks. At 10 seconds, we nodded at each other and yanked our hands away simultaneously. "It's a tie," I gasped, cradling my blistered palm. Mom's face twisted with rage. "There are no ties," she said. "You'll go again. Higher heat." That's when Ruby did something I'll never forget. She placed her hand back on the burner and held it there while looking straight at our parents. "I forfeit every challenge forever," she said through gritted teeth. "Sophie wins everything from now on." The smell of burning flesh filled the kitchen before Dad finally turned off the stove. Ruby collapsed, her hand destroyed, but she was smiling. She'd found the loophole. If she forfeited forever, I'd never have to live in the shed again. Our parents were furious, but couldn't argue with their own rules. Ruby moved to the shed permanently. For 3 months, I lived as their only daughter, while Ruby healed her hand and worked. I snuck her extra food, medicine for her pain, did her chores when they weren't looking. We thought we'd beaten them at their own sick game. Then one night, our parents called me to the living room. "We're dissolving the competition system," Mom announced. "It's become clear that having 2 daughters, even with one as a servant, is diluting our resources." Dad pulled out adoption papers. "We found a lovely family 3 states away who can't have children. They're willing to take whichever daughter we don't want." My blood went cold. "You can't sell one of us," Mom laughed. "It's not selling, it's adopting. Perfectly legal. We've already had you both evaluated by a social worker who agrees that separation would be best for everyone." She showed me the report, full of lies about how we fought constantly, how our competition had made us dangerous to each other. "So we need you to help us decide. You've lived as our daughter for 3 months now. You know what Ruby's really like. Tell us, should we keep our winner, or would the damaged servant girl make a better daughter once she's healed?" I realized with dawning horror what they'd done. Ruby sacrificed her hand to save me, but now they were using that sacrifice against her. A damaged daughter versus a whole one. They showed me photos of the prospective adoptive family. They looked kind, normal, nothing like our parents. Whoever went to them would finally be free. "We need to know by morning," Dad said, standing up. "The family is driving here tomorrow to pick up whichever daughter we're giving away. So think carefully, Sophie. Do you want to stay here with us, or should we send you to strangers and keep Ruby? You have 8 hours to convince us who deserves to remain our daughter." They left me alone with the adoption papers and photos of a normal house where one of us could finally just exist. I sat there shaking, knowing that by sunrise, either Ruby or I would be gone forever. Full story in the channel below.